You can't really see the ring light, right?
Nope. Your hair's so long.
Yeah, I need to chop it. In my marriage, I told you in my marriage contract, our verbal contract that we shook on.
I forget. There was something about your hair?
There is a thing about my hair. I'm not allowed to cut it. Like, if I say I'm going to cut my hair, he has to physically put me in the basement and lock me up until I'm saying I won't do it. I hate it. I do it and I hate it.
Yeah. Like,
it makes me look like I'm 13.
So you just you get trims and shit, but no, like, chop.
No. And you know what? This is one man's fault.
Whose?
I don't know. A stranger, but he happened to be like I don't know, maybe the 50th person in my lifetime to tell me this. And it was always a man, and it was always like a married man at one of my tables. Always the one. And the last one, straw on the camel's back, I said, fine, I'm not with my hair down long. Okay.
What do you say? You look better with long hair.
You look better with your hair down. You look like a completely different person with your hair down. You're more pretty with your hair down. Oh, I can see why Andrew married you now with your hair down. I'm talking about years and years of white men. Because, like, honestly, my face is round, right? So if I'm up and I'm working.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the hot mess.
But it's cute.
When I'm down,
yeah,
and I'm like, hi, how are you today? As the manager, people are like, oh,
yeah,
you are just so feminine now, and you're so gorgeous. And after, like, I don't know, because every time I have no pants on, I have shorts. Every time I would cut my hair, I would never get "you're so gorgeous" compliments. When my hair is long and it's down, "you're so gorgeous" compliments.
Mr. Duckworth, I think it was. Hey, do me a favor. Check at the bottom. Make sure you have the correct microphone chosen. Is it Samsung?
It says microphone.
Mm-hmm.
But it also says I can't change it to microphone Samsung. But it says communications microphone Samsung. Do you want it to say microphone Samsung?
No, either of those is fine.
Right, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
The actual recording is higher quality.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Yeah, I did see that.
I should probably make yours large and make me small. See? You can do that. You could do that on Squadcast.
I didn't even see that.
Now I'm over here and I'm out of my visual.
Expand frame. Oh, I like that too. Because then I just focus on you.
Can you see my legs?
No. Where's your chair at? Where it was, or by the door?
No, where it's always been.
Yeah.
Oh, since I changed it, not by the door.
Right,
no,
right.
It's right where it was when we made Drew put it back.
Yes.
Poor guy.
That was funny.
He has this cute hat.
Yeah.
I just went on vacation, for those of you who don't know, for 9 nights.
That was a long time.
10 days. Yeah. Let me just say this. By the end of the week, it was the last day of the trip. Like, not the day we were getting back on the boat, the day before.
Yeah.
I was so tired. I had been here, there, everywhere. We were in one place for a whole week, but then the last 2 days we were, let's put it this way, mid-state, Western Mass, Western Mass, the heart of Mass, mid-Mass, upper, north of Boston, south of Boston, on the water, not on the water, all around this, like, right before the Cape, like, all around that area.
Up, down, all around.
Yeah. North Shore, South Shore, within, like, a couple, like, just all over the place. And let me just tell you, with a toddler. So at the end of the day, I was so tired, and Drew was saying something to me that was so stupid. That's just like, he's not using his full brain because he's exhausted.
Right.
And I was just like, I have no patience for that in general. And then zero when, like, I have zero filter when I'm that tired. I turned to him because he's wearing that bucket hat.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, that stupid fucking hat. Take the fucking hat off if you want to have a fucking conversation, you look fucking ridiculous. And he goes, he said without even a thought, he's like, oh yeah, you think I look ridiculous? How about you pissing all over the car on the highway? Where I tried to dump my pee out because we had a 3-hour drive, and you're supposed to, he goes, yeah, just dump it out the window. And I thought he meant dump the piss out, but he means dump the cup, like lose the cup.
Lose the
like,
cup.
Lose the cup, and I didn't know. The pee went inside the car, all over my son, all over me. So
my God.
I had no legs to stand on.
No, none.
But my son had a blanket, like, up like this. So it didn't get on his face, but I got on his blanket. It got in the car. Like, I was acting like it was no big deal. I was like, it's fine. I'll just clean it off with the wipes. Half a bag of wipes gone because I'm cleaning my own piss off my own seat. And I had the balls to say,
God,
that's fucking hat.
After he had worn it for 10 days straight, probably.
Yep.
Oh, God.
There was one restaurant we went into. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, at the end, like, a vacation sometimes is more exhausting than it's worth, almost.
With
like,
children.
Oh, of course. And, like, everyone's out of the routine. Like, you were probably, I mean, that one hotel I saw, like, Tommy was sleeping in the same room. So it's like everyone, like, you probably weren't getting, like, a good night, a full, restful sleep. Like, I can imagine.
Sleeping in a hotel room.
Yeah.
With a 2-year-old.
Be an uncle.
I called Nate and I said, be a gunkle.
Yeah.
Or a gankle. Or whatever the fuck you call it, uncle. You don't need a gay spin on it. But just be
an uncle.
Natal. Natal?
I like it.
Natal? Uncle Natal.
Yeah.
Nuncle.
I'll take it. Nuncle.
Nuncle. Nate. Nankle. Natal.
Gunkle Nate.
Gunkle Natal.
Yeah. That's all.
It sounds like he has a speech impediment. Because if you have children, it's over.
I mean,
it's
that's like what they say.
Lost. It's like, over and you lost.
You lost. But like, yeah, I mean, they say it all the time, right? You get to play with the kids, do the fun part, and then leave them at home when you go home to get your good night's sleep, right? But you mean people that don't have kids? Yeah, exactly. People that don't have kids.
Yeah.
The aunts and the uncles of the world. But you know what,
though? It's like, yeah, sure, fine. And I, you know, I my whole life, I always said I never wanted to have children. But I felt that it was selfish because, at least not to try, because I'm so good with kids.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I want to be this good with my own kids. Like I wanted to try to do that with not with other people's kids. Like I really wanted to do it with my own. And so we started to try, and the miscarriage happened, and I had like a second of like, okay, well, I can like
maybe that was meant to be, right?
And then I got pregnant right away.
4 seconds later.
2 weeks later, less than 2 weeks later. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. Well, if this lasts, like this is it, whatever. And I was still grieving. It's a long story. We should do that. We should do an episode on it.
Totally. Full episode.
But it was an early miscarriage, so I don't have much to say upon like losing a child at late term. But it was enough where being sober and having a miscarriage is definitely a story to hear. I think.
Yeah.
Because then I can, you know, and I also look at him, it goes both ways. So like I've talked to women who have never had a miscarriage, and they look at their baby as such a miracle because they never had to have a miscarriage, and they have these miracle babies. They feel blessed. And then I've met women who've had miscarriages, like multiple, or at least one like myself. And you think your kid's such a miracle, and you're so impressed that they're here because of the fact that you had a miscarriage or multiple losses. Right. So it's like, either way, a mother and father, or couples who adopt, or anything. It's just people who adopt. They're all miracles. All those every person is true. It's like crazy. You think about the perfectness that has to be just so. Every single part of the way. It has to be just so.
Yes.
And within that one moment, like everything is decided as well, which freaks me out. Like all the things that I hate about him, my son, and I say that, but I don't mean it.
Of course.
All the things that could make me go, was like created at conception.
Oh, really?
Your genes?
Yeah. Like
your makeup?
All genetics are like created at. No way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know shit about shit.
It's
when it
because
comes
the
to...
sperm and the egg are carrying their own genetic coding.
So when it fucking implants in the uterine wall, it's like, boom, everything's decided?
Before the uterine wall.
Well, I mean, like when they combine there.
Yeah. When it starts to, the cell forms and it starts to form, it goes from 1 to 2 to 4, and then it's like uncountable. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that stuff, but I know that I watched a lot of how babies are created on YouTube. I know enough to know that it's a fucking miracle. You could see it on screen now.
Yeah.
They like have recordings of it.
That's crazy. You're just good at practicing.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Well, be careful about what you edit there, and I'll be honest when you put some of that in.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to I don't know. Sometimes this part can stay in.
Okay.
Nate and I are we're gonna the topic will probably be vacations, because I feel like it could be a funny topic.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about being on a podcast and policing yourself.
Yeah.
Just real quick.
I like it. Plus our intros are always just like willy-nilly before we get into like the topic, which I like.
Yeah. No, I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's always so confusing for the listener, and I think that's intriguing.
Yeah. Get it?
I missed your little face.
Oh, I know. I
have a bigger head than you do, and you're way taller than me.
Says who?
No, I saw you in person. Your face is smaller. People really like the people. What?
Get it out.
People
girl.
really like the cookie dough video.
The what?
Like really, the cookie dough video.
Oh
I got
my
stopped
God.
at Target. The lady's like, "Are you the TikTok girl?" I'm like, "I'm the TikTok woman." Yeah. Oh my God, my kids love you. Or maybe it's my husband, but it's either my kids or my husband make me watch your videos all the time.
That's amazing.
I get that a lot when I'm in Target and Hyannis, but this is the part that's funny. And if she listens to this, please don't be upset. You're hilarious. So then her kids come, which I don't think she expected. Because then she goes, here she is. They had no idea who I was. And she goes, the one, Lynn? And then she like knows Lynn by name. And I'm like, are you the fan?
Yeah. Come on. Just admit it.
Because then I went, Lynn's always, I was like, she's here. Lynn can come out in 3 seconds. And she laughed. Her kids didn't. Her kids were scared. I was like, you're the one. You're the fan. You just didn't want to say.
Right.
Because her kids were like, who the fuck? Her kids were like preteen. You don't know Lynn. If you know Lynn by her first name.
Come on.
You're afraid of lobster gland lettuce. She probably had a shirt underneath. She was great. She was great.
She had her staff shirt on underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I stay up all night. I stay up all night sometimes thinking about things I said on the pod.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's like out there forever, and my kids are going to hear that. Because like the last episode Drew and I listened to, he looked over at me like, what the fuck? But I was like, oh yeah, somebody's a dick or whatever. And I was like, I wear them, but I don't have one. I've worn them, but I don't have one. Yeah. But like,
but that was like
true.
The best line of the podcast. Like,
I know.
I see what you're saying. Like, So I'm
going to say, yes, son, sit down.
Mommy
one
wore
time, I wore dick, and I put it. No, like, what am I supposed to? God damn it!
There is a level of it that's comedy. Come on, like you don't.
I know.
And
will you ever know if I wore one for real? No, exactly, you'll never know.
It's a joke, my child.
I understand.
We want to be truthful, but obviously not like offend anyone or like. But I totally get what you're saying. I have restless nights when I think about it.
Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Let me put it in perspective of the only thing I can put anything in perspective to.
Yes.
And it's the TikToks.
Right.
There was a time at the beginning where my first video went viral.
Yeah.
I put buddy quotes because it wasn't like truly went viral. It's like millions. This was like hundreds of thousands of views. And it was going around a Facebook page, and I read the comments, and they were like, how is this, like, I almost said B word, bitch, gonna make money if she's on here making fun of her clientele, like her public, like the people she serves. And little did they know that I've retired out of the business. But it's just like, I really got sick to my stomach, and I thought, oh, fuck. And like a part of me was like, if I like have a career making fun of people and the people that come out to dinner on the Cape and Islands, like I won't be able to serve tables out here, which yes, I will.
Right.
Like nobody's going to know who the fuck you are. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Like what's wrong with you? You're not, how about this? How about no one's really listening to you? Not millions of people are on our podcast right now. So why the fuck would I project negativity in the future?
True.
What if my son's like, I don't want to listen to your podcast, Mom. You're lame. And he never listens to it.
Right.
Seriously. So it's like I'm projecting negativity onto success, which is so stupid. It's like you're programmed to just like, I'm programmed to totally minimize my expectations of how I will handle things in the future. How the hell would I know how I'm going to handle something in the future?
Right. And
right now, I got like sick to my stomach. But like in the future, maybe I'll be like, I fucking care.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we both have anxiety, and it's like how we bring, at least I do, bring up these scenarios that 98% of them will never even happen or anything close to it. But I just have this, I mean, it's almost like that self-sabotage thing. It's this worrying myself about crazy scenarios that will never even come to fruition, you know?
I think that I had a realization on the boat.
What was it?
On the hour boat, 2 hours and 15-minute boat ride, holding a toddler.
Yeah. Was it
while meditating.
Calm waters or thrashing you around?
Oh, calm. I'm going to ask Drew to... No, you know what? He did send it to me. So I want to show you what Drew sent me after I tell the story. So on the boat, I was listening to trying to get my son to sleep. I was scrolling through TikTok. Tell me if this has ever happened to you. And you start doing something, but you're doing hands-free.
Yeah.
So like your headphones are hands-free is what I'm saying. So you can go anywhere. And I was watching TikTok, put the phone down on a random video because my son started to cry. So I started to pat him and he had fallen asleep. So I had to listen to the same 30-second TikTok for 40 minutes.
I've never gone that long. God bless you.
40 fucking God-forsaking minutes. 40. Because I remember looking at the clock exactly when I finally was like, I'm going to move my arm. And if he wakes up, because he hadn't slept. He hadn't fucking slept. So if he's sleeping, I'm going to not move. And so at one point, it started to become calming.
Right.
I could recite this fucking TikTok at this point. I really could.
Word for word.
It was past the point of like harming my brain. And it was now, I was like Stockholm syndrome where I was like, I'm so happy to be here and listening to this today. How grateful I am to be hearing. I love you so much. But it was a guy talking about anxiety and your psyche on Oprah from like the 1980s. And he was saying how he had this like epiphany when he was having a conversation with somebody with his brain started going off into a tangent about things he didn't care about the person. Or if you've seen the TikTok, then you know that I'm really like not explaining it well. And I apologize, but if you hadn't, I sound smart. But he was basically saying that our brain is our thoughts are not us. Our thoughts are our brain trying to constantly narrate your life and not really experiencing it because it doesn't have a conscience. Our conscience is our ability to tell the voice in our head, I don't agree with that. Or I do agree with that. That's correct. So you have this duality inside of you at all times, and it can get really overwhelming. For you to admit this and accept this, you would sound schizophrenic, but it's truly how people who have experienced at a spiritual awakening or some type of like yoga masters or Buddhists describe this, because they realize that I have goosebumps because I know I'm on the right track, but it's almost like this awakening of understanding that your thoughts are just thoughts. It's the brain doing what it's supposed to do. So like for example, and this made me feel good about my ADHD because my subconscious isn't fast enough for all my thoughts. So I say things I don't mean all the time because a normal person hears it, filters it, then says it.
Yeah.
So anxiety is your brain reacting to a situation that your subconscious is not. I haven't figured that part out yet.
Yeah.
I just said it and I said, I don't know what that is. I don't know where I'm going down that part, but I'm trying to get there. But like, I have anxiety about my son and his well-being in a certain scenario, right? And I don't think that the certain scenario that I always think about is technically what I'm really afraid of. What I'm really afraid of is having like no control. My brain's trying to like be like, well, this is your job to keep him alive, and you probably won't be able to stop that from happening, or that from happening, or that from happening. And my son,
insert any scenario,
scenario, right?
Yeah.
But I always think about the certain one, and it's just like I'm so afraid of like manifesting that or subconsciously like thinking about it all the time. But it's like, where the fuck is my subconscious being like, no, you're okay? That's anxiety. Your subconscious not being able to be like
to regulate, sort of.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You have to be able to self-regulate. So when you can't, this is all I'm just guessing. When you can't self-regulate, it's a subconscious. It's like your inner awareness, your conscience, like your actual soul. Your
like your
I don't know. Your being, your spiritual being, that part of you that knows better is like all full of light and full of love and full of non-worry and everything is okay, hunky-dory, and everything's light and happiness and love. It gets overtaken by the brain. And so you have to be able to be super strong and have all your chakras aligned, and everything has to be super healthy, and you can't be drinking alcohol. I think it's so funny when people think they're spiritually awoken and they fucking go out and drink.
Right.
No offense to you guys, but come on.
Yeah.
It's poison. Alcohol is so scary for if you're trying to go through any type of spiritual growth. It is like,
spiritual
it's not
growth.
just one night and it's out of your veins.
Right.
It takes, that's not what I'm saying. It's any type of dampering of the brain at any time using any type of substance that's not from the earth.
Yes. And
that's counterintuitive.
Legitimate poison. Yeah. Counterintuitive. And it's like, yeah, to your point, it's not like, oh, you sober up and like you're able to receive or understand or dig deeper about yourself and be on some sort of spiritual plane.
No,
and I don't like you said, like, no offense, fuck, you and I did it for how long? But I think you're right. It's really not possible to like get to that level or to understand those things when you're poisoning yourself regularly.
I don't understand. It's in the church. Let's not put this in.
Yeah.
It's in the church, alcohol. Right. Like they want you to sacrifice yourself by being, I was watching this documentary about religion and like the cross. Jesus was obviously a real person. I understand. And I do believe that he was like, what do they call him? I never was Catholic, but like crucified. Crucified.
Yeah.
So the crucifixion was blocking of certain chakras that keep you aligned with the universe. So it blocks the crown, so your pineal gland, right? He was here. Your palms, 2 different pressure points in your palms, which is 2 other ones that like help you with vibrations and like research this because it's really intense.
Wow.
But like if you look at a person, if you study the chakras, it looks like a crucifixion. Wow. Think about that. And then the crown. It's called the crown chakra, the top, and it comes in.
So the way that he was crucified meant something. It wasn't just random.
He sacrificed places. All that. No, it was on purpose.
Yeah.
And then it's like as a collective now, we all are blocked. And so that's what meditation is, and that's what you know all these different religions that use meditation.
Yeah.
That opened the chakras back up. And so anxiety, depression, all of these problems that we have as a collective are feeding off of each other. We don't know how to fix it because they're not teaching us how to do it. Some small groups of some religions still practice it, and they are not suffering from suicide or taking antidepressants, or it's crazy. And I'll tell you, the ones that are enlightened and are enlightened, they're not drinking alcohol.
Enlightened. That was the word I was looking for.
Right. And I'm not claiming to be enlightened whatsoever. And that's the other thing too, is like all this anxiety that I have, just knowing, just this one 30-second clip that I listened to
for an hour,
for 40 minutes opened, maybe that happened for a reason, because it totally was like, anytime I have anxiety now, I'm going to be like, no, shut the fuck up, brain. You are not, I'm in this body for like 88 years tops. So you're not going to run the show. You did it for long enough when I was a prison to alcohol that was the brain loves that.
Right.
It just doesn't realize that it would be better if you let the soul take over and like run the show. It's too smart.
Yeah. So it's like enjoys when you are sort of dampening it or taking
but it would enjoy
away.
It more. It would be a healthier brain if it was happy.
Yeah.
It just doesn't realize that. This is the fucking brain. Doesn't have a... this is all stuff that I just dove the rest of that boat right after that. 40 minutes, I moved my arm and I got my phone back. Okay. And then I'm going to show you what happens when I meditate. So I had to meditate on all weird spots during the trip.
Yeah.
You know how I meditate two hours a day.
I do.
So when you're on the go,
I saw
you have to meditate in public.
Whenever you can. I saw you on the rock in that really fun spot.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. We'll talk about that for sure.
So here I am. I hope that you make this into a thing for the pod.
For a clip?
Yeah, because it's that good.
We'll send it to me.
Oh, wait.
It stopped.
Wait.
He's like, I got it.
Wait. Look at how white my lips are. Wait.
You're dry. Oh my God. You look dead. Oh my God. That's amazing.
There's no soul in there. No. I'm on top of the car.
You legit look dead.
For half of this ride, I was on top of the car. I'm not sleeping. I wanted to be like above the car, so I got out and I was up in the clouds. But I'm telling you, I never fall asleep. That's just what I look like.
That's hilarious.
And so I did that on the boat with him
my
in my
God.
arms.
That's so funny.
But I do that anywhere I can.
Were you able to get to the level like you get to at home?
Yeah.
Like on your bed?
See that thing?
Yeah. Well,
yes, I am. I've been doing this for long enough. I fucking better be able to do it anywhere I want. God damn it.
Amazing. Yeah. I don't know if
I'm so spiritually enlightened. I say fucking God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah, I need to.
You get a free pass. You get a free pass when you do that shit. I'm sorry. That's hard work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was so dedicated when he was an infant, you know what I used to use as my breathing technique?
What?
His breathing.
Oh.
He was 2 months old. I started. And he'd lay on my chest and he breathed. I would breathe for every 2 of his breaths. And that was when I started meditating. He was
Do they breathe like our babies short, like tiny breaths?
Yeah. And it's really scary.
Why?
People should probably tell you before you leave the hospital how fucking scary babies' breathing are. Most hospitals probably do. They probably told me.
Good point.
But I was like, yeah, get out.
Yeah, let me go.
Because it's like this.
Oh, God. So you're like, my baby's dying. My baby's dying. Like constant like that?
I don't know. I don't remember, but it's kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, that is...
It'd be like...
scary. Breathe.
They're fine. It's just like they're not regulated yet. They don't even know how to work lungs.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Anyway, my point is that I'm sometimes afraid to talk about my spirituality and all that crap on the pod because I don't want to offend anybody that's religious.
Yeah. Or vice versa. People that are like,
really,
you spirit freak or whatever, people that are
atheist or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's mean to say because you can be atheist and feel a spiritual connection.
True.
You just wouldn't believe in an afterlife, right? They don't believe in creator. They don't believe in God.
Right.
They believe in lights out.
These are just our experiences. And
that's my favorite part. If like I ever have somebody be like, you're not supposed to meditate like that. Because one of the rules is there's rules. You're not supposed to tell people when you've gone through enlightenment, or you're not supposed to share it.
Just
you're
our
supposed to have like a shaman. You're supposed to have like somebody help you through that. But just them are supposed to know. I believe that I have a mouth and I have an opinion.
Yes.
And I've been giving it to people since I was 3 years old.
Yes.
And I've been hurting people's feelings and apologizing since I was 3 years old. This is who I am. I have ADHD and I have anxiety. And I am going through a spiritual awakening. And I say, fuck. And all of that makes sense. And makes sense because it's mine.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's Chelsea in a nutshell. So fuck
What about what's Nate in a nutshell?
Oh, God.
Long legs.
Yeah. Long legs. Let's see. Fucking. I don't even know. I'm on my way to enlightenment. I have a lot of work to do still, and I don't think that I'm close to it yet. But I hope to be there one day.
I don't think I'll be in enlightenment in this lifetime.
Well, I mean, no, not enlightenment on a level that...
Like we're done here? We're done with Earth?
Right.
This might be my first time on Earth.
You think?
I'm not an Earthling.
Well...
Soul. Like my soul didn't reincarnate from Earth, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So my soul is old as fuck.
Right.
Because I'm like the old lady that's smoking cigarettes. That's
like,
I wouldn't go down that road.
Exactly. Right.
That's me. But I'm on another planet. I've always felt like I'm trapped in this little body. Like really small human. Like why this small human? I used to always think, why am I so small?
With such
I feel
big
so
energy.
much bigger than that.
Right.
Yeah. It feels like I'm trapped.
I wonder, I meant to ask you this after, but I forgot. Like, because when we were recording with Jen too, you said that, like, I think this is your first time on Earth as well. So I was curious, like, what made you feel that about her also?
Our similarities.
Mm.
And there's something going on between her and I where I read her like perfectly every time I give her a reading.
Yeah. We didn't talk about my reading yet either. So we could talk about that. Yeah.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just a spiritual.
Yeah.
This is just.
Well, it could be,
this episode could be spiritually stupid.
Yes.
High five. Spiritually stupid. That's what it is.
Love it.
That's what this is.
Yes. See, we got to it. I knew we'd get to it.
And what did I know? You did.
Yeah, no.
You didn't know because you were already making the hashtags and the hoo-has and the domain names and the God this and that. And I told you just wait for it to
I know. That's why I need you.
It just happens. Jesus. And we had the same thought at the same time.
Amen.
So I'm in the doctor's office. So now I can relax because I know I don't have to change any subject.
No, let's just go with it. You got to go with it.
So today I was in the doctor's office at Dr. Nick. And something happened where I didn't get into it because he had like a trainee.
Oh.
And I don't want to like out him. So, but I didn't do anything further. I didn't give him anything more than what I was comfortable with because the situation, it was red. And I was like, for once, shut your fucking mouth. But he's like, I was talking about something. I really messed up my back hiking up a mountain for no good reason. I picked the most difficult path you could take.
Of course.
Of Mount Greylock because it was haunted. The Civil War guy like killed himself in the woods out there. And so it's like one of the it's the most haunted trail in Massachusetts.
Had to do it.
I had to do it.
Yeah.
With my son. and my husband, who
Were
I
you
told
carrying?
pulling into the mountain. I was like, by the way,
By
we're
the
going to go
way.
down this. And it's labeled extreme.
Oh my.
Yeah. Or whatever it was, labeled like expert.
Yeah.
We were in like flip-flops and had like soda. I had a soda water in my hand. The guy next to me had a Camelback, pepper
Right.
spray,
Like boots.
air horn, boots,
My
claws,
God.
2 ski poles, camping tent. And here I am with my seltzer. So I'm at Dr. Nick's and he's fixing my back. And he says something about, I don't know. He goes, I don't know why I always do. I'm always in. I said, don't mind my socks. I don't wear shoes and I'm always outside. And my socks are horrible. It's like filled with mulch and I end up taking my socks off, but I keep them on for a little while.
Yeah.
And then I end up taking them off because I love the earth of my feet. And he goes, I always have my shoes off. I never know why. I'm always shoeless outside. He's like, I'm on the rocks and I'm like, it's like painful. I'm like walking around in the pebbles and like, ah. And I go without a beat. I said, well, you never wore shoes when you were a kid. I was like, weren't you always without shoes? And he goes, I was always without. I never wore shoes as a kid. And I was like, yeah.
Good Lord.
And he goes, huh. And I went, and like, I wanted to keep going.
I know. Didn't he question that?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Mm-mm. I just said, now you know. That's what I said. Now you know why you do it now. But like, I love reminding people of who they were.
Yes.
With like a confident sentence.
It's amazing.
It's just an insight. I'm not saying it's like a gift. I'm saying it's more like a intuitiveness where I can just be like, well, this is why you do that. And they're like, oh my God, fuck, I forgot.
Happened to me firsthand.
It happens all the time to people.
Yeah, I know it.
I do it all the time to people.
It's amazing.
But sometimes it's negative.
Yeah.